This
we'll do
conference will now be recorded.
we'll go ahead with the like no. So what is the Java and what other things we are like we are going to learn. I'll explain that. Yeah, if everybody's system is installed Java, then there is no problem. Uh, yeah, if the Java is not installed, Java and Eclipse is not installed. If you give me the system access, remote access, I'll install in your PC. No? Okay. Why nobody wants to give me the system access or what? Yeah. Okay. Can someone take voluntarily? Can somebody says that?
Hey, what is the question? I just joined. My name is Sham.
Yeah, Sham. I'm asking if the setup is not done your machine. If you give me the remote access of your system, I will install in your PC.
Okay, I can give, but I have Eclipse. I downloaded it.
Okay. Okay.
How do I
If,
give
if
the control?
yeah, I'll ask that controls. So
Okay.
did Java is installed in your PC?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. So if somebody has got the brand new laptop, then I'll do the setup in their machine. Yeah. Yeah. Brand new means it is it is not installed. Yeah. Can someone else? Okay. One with the Nirmala. Okay. Shall I make you? I'm making it as a presenter. Yeah. Can you share your screen?
I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I just joined. So I don't know what exactly you want. So I'm sorry. So
Okay, no problem. So if did you install the Java in your machine?
no, not really. I just got the link from someone, so I just joined. Like they asked me to join for 2 demo sessions. If I like it, I'm gonna continue the session, or otherwise,
No, no
it's gonna
problem.
be.
Sure, no problem.
But
Yeah.
but I hope I have Eclipse in my laptop. Like I have all the things ready. Like I'm familiar with. I'm not familiar, but I have the things that need to be like Eclipse and JDK 1.7. Everything is installed in my laptop. I guess I should be able to write some code
Sure, no
from
problem.
Eclipse.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
then that's the case, no problem. So I'll be continuing as a presenter. Yeah.
Okay, sure, no
Okay,
problem.
guys.
So I don't know. I mean, is it mandatory? Like, are you asking me? No, I don't. I'm sorry if everybody is getting disturbed with my questions, but I just want to make sure. Like, is there any reason that you made me presenter? Like,
Oh no, I was asking the question. You said your microphone was on, so that's the one reason you.
oh, okay, got it. I'm gonna go on mute. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. Yeah, that's okay. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. First, we'll do the setup of the Java JDK. Yeah. So you can choose the one of the versions like JDK versions. Like you can choose the 1.4, JDK 15 or JDK 8. So you can choose whatever version you are going to work with that. So most of the projects they are migrating from Java 5 or Java 4 to Java 8. So we can say it as an intermediate version before going to the Java 15. Java 8 is an intermediate version. So if you are starting the Java, then you can go ahead with the Java 15. That's okay. There are small features are added in Java 15. Yeah. So first we are going to download the JDK. Yeah. So to download the JDK, yeah, you need not to just if you know how to browse, that's good enough. Just you are going to say it as a JDK. I'm saying it as a 15 download. That's it. Just we are going to download from the Oracle official website. We are going to download. So this is a place where you will see the JDK. You click on that, then it is going to ask the what operating system you are going to use. You can choose the one of these operating systems. So I'm using the Windows 64-bit. Just you can say it as a download. When you click on this download, it is going to ask the receive and the technology related license agreement. So just we are going to accept, and you are saying it as a download. This will download the around 160 MB data, 160 MB file it's going to download, exe file it's going to download. So I'm going to cancel this because already I have downloaded that. So this is a link, we are going to use it here. Okay, I'm going to copy this link and I will be sharing with the end of the class, I'll be sharing this link. So this is a place where you are going to download the JDK. Yeah. So once you download the JDK, the installation of the JDK is very simple. Need not to do anything. Just you are going to double click on this. If you are an administrator, then straight away it is going to install. If you are not an administrator, then it is going to ask the credentials of the administrator. Yeah, in my PC we have two accounts. So I already installed the software. That's the reason it didn't install. And if you want to reinstall, you can do it in a reinstallation. So here, yes, you need to. I'm saying it as a reinstallation. So first it is going to uninstall. Now after uninstall, when you are clicking on this, so this is the wizard it is going to open. Then click next. By default, it is going to choose the C program files Java JDK. This is a location it is going to install my JDK, and I'm going to click on next. Okay, this may take a couple of minutes, so probably it may take 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that. Yeah, it is done. So the installation of the JDK is done. Okay. So the next setup is API documentation. So if you look at here, what are the release notes? If you want to see that, what are the things they have provided, and if you're using the JShell, this is all about the documentation. So if you look at the API documentation, so this is a place where you will see the API documentation, what are the classes and interfaces they have provided. You can see more about that. We will see how we are going to use the API documentation. There's some basic concepts we'll see later. Now, once you are done with the setup of the JDK, you can close this. To ensure that whether setup is done properly or not, you can go to the command prompt. Just use the command called the Java-version, which will tell you what is the version of the JDK you are using that. So I'm using the JDK 15. And the same thing, you just give the command called the Java C-version. So which will tell you what is the Java compiler version. So both the compiler version and runtime environment, both are having the version 50. So that's all we need to do the setup of the JDK. So first you go to this site, download the JDK, then you just double click on that exe file, double click on the exe files, and it will ask the location. So don't change the location, install in the same location, whatever by default it has picked. So then if there is another step, you just click on next, and then it is going to do the installation of the JDK. And to ensure that whether JDK is installed or not, you can use this is a two commands, you can use it here. The post installation, you are going to use the command Java-version, which will tell you what is the version of the Java runtime environment you are using here. Java C-version. This is the two commands you will be using that. If it gives a particular version, that means your JDK installation is successful. Yeah, this is the step one as a Java developer. So first we have to install the JDK. On top of that, then you will be installing the other tools. So we will see that other tools what we are going to install. Yeah, any questions here, please? Anybody has any questions? Okay, if anyone has any questions, yes, just you can ask that. Like I'll answer the questions. So that's all we need to do the JDK installation. Once you're done with the JDK installation, now most of the times when you're working in a projects, you are going to work with the IDE. Yeah, we are going to work with the IDE. So this IDE, integrated development environment, So why do you need IDE? Is like especially when you're working in a projects. So you have to work with the servers and you have to work with the then databases. Like everything, it has to be integrated in one place. Suppose if you are writing a simple hello world example. Okay, in Java we want to write a simple hello world example. Hello world example instead of that hello world example. Suppose if you want to print a multiplication of the table. Okay, let me take it as a simple example. I'm going to write our first Java program. We are going to write it here. When you're writing the Java program, I open the notepad. So this is the editor we required. In order to write a simple example, so first we need a one editor. Editor you required here. Editor, I'm going to use the notepad. I'm going to use it here. I'm using the notepad or edit plus. There are a lot of editors are available. And here I'm going to write my first program, public class. I'll be saying here table. Okay, I'm going to write the table. I'm writing here, or we will be saying it as a table. What is this program does is that, like suppose if I'm giving a number, I'm giving it as a 19 is my input. If I'm giving here, I want to see that 19 into 1 equal to 19. So this has to print the 19 into 10 equal to 190. This is output we want to get it here. 19 ones are 19 into 2 equal to 38. Yeah, so it goes on 57, 76, 95. This will be continue until the 10. So this is a program I'm trying to do that here. Yeah, we don't know anything, but just we are trying to write a simple example. So we want to print the 19th table. We want to print it here. So I'm going to write it here. I define a class. This is a public class, and my class name is a table. And here I'll be saying it as a here main method. I'm going to write it here. Whenever you're writing a main method in Java, the syntax of the main method is public static void main string array. This is the args. You can give the any variable name, but here I'm going to take the args, means this is the argument. And here we are going to write to print the message on the console. To print the message on the console, I'm using the class name called the system dot out dot println. To print output on the standard input device, that's a console, the standard output device console, we will be using the system dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. Yeah. System dot out dot println. This is a place where you can write the message. 19 into 1 equal to, I'm going to say it as a 19. 19 into 1 equal to, I'm saying it as a 19. I'm going to say it here. This is a program, and this is the end of the statement. So now here this program I'm going to create. I have taken my class name as a table, and I have written the main method, and this is a place where I'm printing the 19 into 1 equal to 19. So this is what I printed here. And whenever you save this program, what are the program you are going to save it here? The program, the file name has to be classname.java. The classname.java we have to save with this file. Now I'm going to take it here. My class name is a table. So file save as, I'm going to save it in this location. There is a demo session. Here I'm going to give it as a table.java. I'm going to give my program name. Now let me go to the directory demo session. I'm going to take it here. So if I look at here dir, I have the class name called the table.java. So this table.java class is written in a Java, and it is a high level language, like it's like an English language. You have written public class table, you can read it here. So this program needs to be converted into the what mission can understand. So the program, whatever you have written in a high level, this needs to be converted into the what mission can understand. So mission understandable language, we have to convert that. That's a place where we are going to use the compilers. The compiler, job of the compiler is the high level language, it is going to convert it into the mission understandable language. Now here, once I have written this program, I'm going to compile this by using the command called the Java C. Java C means Java compiler. Table.java, I'm going to compile this. If there is no compilation error, So it is going to generate the one dot class file. It is going to generate here. Okay, when there is no compilation errors, this will be generating the a dot class file. It is going to generate. Okay, here.
It's demo session.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So this is a place it is created the dot class file. It's created here. In other programming languages, whenever you compile your program, directly it will generate the exe files. Like if you are coming from the C and C++ background, whenever you compile your program, so this will generate the .exe file. In case of the Linux, it will generate the .sh files. Ex files or .sh files it will generate, but in case of the Java, it will generate a intermediate code in a dot class file. This dot class file contains the bytecode instructions. These bytecodes are specific to the JVM. Only JVM can understand these bytecode instructions. And to start the JVM, we are going to use the command called the Java. We are going to use the command called the Java command. I'm going to use it here. Java. The moment I use the Java command, it is going to start the Java runtime environment. And you are going to give the what is your dot class file name. You shouldn't be giving the dot class. So just you will be giving the Java your class name. My class name is a table. And when I execute this, which is going to print it as 19 into 1 equal to 19. So what this Java command does is that it is going to load this dot class file into the memory. Then it will start executing. Our program execution starts from the main method. The JVM is going to call the main method. JVM is going to call the main method. What are the steps you have written here? Those steps are going to be executed. What are the statements you have written here? Those statements will be executed here. This looks so if you are want to print the 19 tensor, you are going to write the multiple times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 statements. You are going to write it here. This is a second step. This is a third step. You are going to write it here. 19 twos are again. We are going to write it here. 19 twos are 38. Yeah, so you will be continuing it is 57. Like 10 times you are going to print it here, which is like if you want to print the 100 times, it's very difficult to print the 100 times. Or sometimes you may ask the dynamically I want to print the table. Again, each time I have to go and change the print statement. To avoid that, first I'm going to take it here. Int number equal to, I'm going to take a one number. I'm taking it as a 19. And this 19th table, I want to print it 10 times. So to do that, I'm going to write a simple for loop. Int I equal to 1 to I less than or equal to, how many times it has to run that? I want to run it for 10 times, I plus plus. So this is a place where you're going to write a single statement. You're going to write it here. And just you will be writing this is what I'm going to write it here. Okay, I'm going to write it here. I know that, hey, this statement has to be printed 10 times, 1 to 10 times. The loop is going to run the 10 times. It will start from the 1, I less than or equal to 10 times, and I plus plus. And this is a place I have to change the message. So what I want to print it here, first I want to print the number value, plus I want to print the star value, then plus I want to print I value, plus equal symbol has to be printed, then plus number into I. So we are going to run the loop. So 1 to 10 times, and here 1 to 10 times you are going to run this loop. And each time when it is running here, this is going to print the num into. So then we are going to take the. So whenever you are using the system.out.println num, if we give this num, this is going to pick the value at this variable. And whatever you are giving in a double quotes, it is going to print as it is. And here the plus operation is nothing but the concatenation. The num 17, this is what its output it's going to print it here. 19, because num value is a 19, plus there is a star. Star will be as it is printed here, plus I value. What is I value? When it's running first time, the I value is a 1. Then equal symbol as it is going to print it here. Num into I. Value at this num is 19. When it's running the first time, I value is a 1, which is going to print it as a 19. Next time, I value is a 2, the number value is a 19 star. I value is a this time it's a 2, 19 into 2, which is going to print it as a 38. This will continue. It is going to print the 19 into 10 equal to 190. 190 it is going to print it here. This is the output we are going to expect here. Now I'm going to write it here. Yeah, you don't worry how to declare these variables and what is the variables. I'll be discussing about that. Yeah, if you don't understand few things. So here we will be writing here. I'm taking it as a one variable num. Yeah, this value you later we may get it from the as a user input. How to get the user input, I'll be explaining that. Into num equal to 19, then we are going to get the we are going to print the multiplication of the table we are printing here. So it is going to run start from the 1, it is going to run the 10 times. Whatever you write it in this block, this is going to run. How many times the loop is running, that many times this code is going to be executed. This we call it as a iterative statement. We call it as a iterative statement. How we are going to write the iterative statements and what is the basic syntax, I'll be discussing that. So now here I have written this program. I'm going to save this program once again. Whenever you make changes, you have to compile once again. Otherwise, what happens if I run it here, Java table? So still it is going to print it as a welcome. It is going to print it as a 19 ones or 19. It's going to print it here because the dot class file is already generated. So the same dot class file it is going to be executed. To avoid that, again, I'm going to compile that here. Java C. We'll introduce the intentionally one error. We'll introduce the, yeah, this is an error I'm introducing here. Java C table.java class, it is going to give the error. It's giving the compilation error. Hey, in line number 17, so it is expected the end statement is expected, you missed that. So when I'm compiling my program, the compiler is going to check the syntax. If there is any syntax errors are there, it is going to highlight that. Hey boss, you missed the end of the statement, you missed, and I am going to fix that end of the statement. Suppose I'm using the multiple errors I'm introducing here. When I'm typing here, I have introduced the multiple errors. Now what happens, we'll see that here. I'm going to compile once again Java C table.class. You see here there is a lot of errors are there. Here in line number 7 itself, I have a lot of errors I have introduced. So we have to fix it, all these things. Now, first one is we want to something it is saying that here it is expected closing bracket. Here it is saying that you miss the plus symbol, and here it's expected end of the statement. Here you miss the something, and here also you miss the something. So yeah, I fixed the first one. I'm going back and again I'm compiling that. It is going to say the some more errors. Now again I understood this. Oh, I didn't fix this. Yes, I fixed that. Again I'm going back. So my errors are a little reduced. Again here you missed something, it is saying here. Okay, I'm going to add the plus symbol here. No problem. Still, is there any errors or not? I'm going to check it here. There is no errors. The compilation is successful. Now then I'm going to run it here. Java table, I'm going to do it here, which is going to print the 19th table. It's going to print it here. 19 ones are 19, like now up to 19 tens are 190. It's going to print it here. So when you use the command line tools, what is the problem is here? The editor is not giving us any help. The first step. And whenever you make any syntax errors, it's very difficult to debug that. I have to, here we have a hardly 4 lines of code. Suppose your Java program is having the more than 1000 lines of code. Your class is having the 1000 lines of code. When you compile that and scrolling and fixing that issues are very, very difficult in a notepad. In the notepad, so it's difficult, and syntax errors are like the editors should give some help. Hey boss, you made us in this syntax error, so that developer job will become easy. So these things are not highlighting here in case of the notepad. And another thing is, whenever I fix something, I have to go to the command prompt. Again, I'm switching to the other application where I'm compiling that. And if compilation is successful, then there is no problem. If compilation is failed, again I have to go to the editor, fix that issues, again come back to the command prompt. Again I'm going to compile that, then I'm going to execute that. I'll be seeing the output here. So this is a way you will be using the editor, then you are going to use the one compiler, and you are using the console to see the output. So these all are, the editor is Notepad I'm using here. To compile and to execute my program, I'm using the command prompt I'm using here. I'm going to use the command prompt I'm using here. But in case of the real-time applications, like your code will be huge. Like in class may have the, sometimes it may have the more than 3,000, 4,000 lines also. Like it's like 2-3 errors itself. It is saying the so many big error messages. If you have a big files, if you make the multiple errors, it's very difficult to develop that, develop or fix that code. Yeah, to avoid that. So the day one, once you enter into the projects itself, you are going to use the IDE. So how to use the IDE, I'll come back to that. And another problem is here. Suppose if I want to get this input from the user, if I want to get the input from the user, there is a class called the scanner class in Java. So in order to get the input from the user, I'll be using the scanner class. The new scanner, and here we are going to say it as a system.in. So this is going to connect with the standard input device keyboard. It is getting the input. To get the input, we are using this scanner class. We don't know where this scanner class is available. We don't know where this scanner class is available. So if you are learning the first time, from where you got this scanner class, from where you got the system class, these are the doubts it will rises here. What is a string class? Yeah, so don't worry, we will be discussing the each and everything. So for time being, I'm explaining here the scanner class is available in a package name called the import java.util.scanner. This is a place your scanner class is available. Now I'm saying that, hey, you go and import the scanner class which is available in this package, java.util package, it is available. You import that, and then I can create an object of the scanner class. In order to get the input from the user, we are using this scanner class. We are going to use it here. This scanner class is available in java.util.scanner. Suppose if you are coming from the C background, like your header files, the conio.h, math.h, ctype.h, like you have a lot of header files are available. In Java, we call it as a packages. Java also has got the lot of packages it is having here, like lang package, util package, then SQL package. So there are a lot of packages are available. Here we are using the java.util package has got the class called the scanner class. I'm asking to Java to import my scanner class from this package, and this is a place where we are going to write it here. Sys, yeah, system.out. Out.println. Enter the number. Yeah, enter the number. I'm going to say it is enter the number. I'm going to read this input from the user. In order to read this value from the user, I'll be taking it as here int number equal to sc.next int. What is this next int? The scanner class has got the method called the next int method, next float. You have a lot of methods are available. By using that method, I'm saying that, hey, can you get me the input value? Can you get me the input? Like now user is going to enter the integer value. Can you get me that integer value? You are asking that. The sc.next method, whatever the user is going to enter that input, it is going to be read, and that will be stored into the number. And the number, once you get the number value, I'm going to run this loop and I'm printing the multiplication of the table. Let's execute this. Java C, I'm going to compile this program. So there is no compilation error. Java, I'm going to execute this program. There shouldn't be any dot. And it is asking me enter the number. I'm going to give the 18, it is going to print the 18th table. If I'm running once again, if I'm giving the 19th table, which is going to print the 19th table. So this is a way you are going to accept the input from the user. When you are accepting the input from the user, we are using the lot of classes you are using here. And whenever you are writing the code, like the formatting of the code, we have to take care, because the editor is not going to give any help. And I'm going to do the formatting of the code, and at the same time when you are importing that, it is not giving any key assistance, where it is available and how which package it is available. organization of the imports, everything we have to manage. This is a typically when you're learning as a when you're learning the Java, first few days you may practice in the notepads. In a real time when you're working in a projects, you can't imagine that working into the notepad and fixing the bugs or developing the software. Yeah, you will be using the IDE. So we'll see that like what are the problems you have faced. So we have seen in this program, and we will execute the same program with the IDE, help of the IDE, how quickly we can develop that, and what are the things it is going to help. I'll be showing the same example with the IDE. Yeah, any questions, guys, before I go further?
No, Lakshman, I'm following it.
Okay, so is it applicable for any other data types? No. If we are using the float, you are going to use the next float. We are going to use it here. If you are using the double, you will be using the next double. We are going to use it here. Yeah. So I'll be discussing about that. Yeah. First, I'm setting that. I'm explaining that why do you need IDE? That's the intention. Even if you don't understand this program, it's okay. Don't worry too much about the what is a scanner. I'll be discussing the in detail. So what are the data types are available? What are the keywords are available? I'll be discussing about that. Yeah. Yeah. Now, so we have written the program by using the notepad and by using the command prompt, how you compiled and how you are executing the program. The same thing. So when you're using the IDE, so this IDE, I'm telling you guys, like if you are already familiar with the IDE, if you're using the IntelliJ or NetBeans or MyEclipse, if you are familiar with that, you please continue with that. So in this sessions, I'm going to use the Eclipse. I'm going to use the Eclipse is the IDE. I'm going to use it here. Later point of time, I may switch to the Spring tool suite. I'm going to use it when we are going to learn the Spring. That's a time where we'll use the Spring tool suite. We may use it here. Yeah. So first we'll download the Eclipse. Yeah, Eclipse download. So this is the official site of the Eclipse. So here you download the Eclipse installer. This is a place where you download the Eclipse installer. So you can choose the Windows. So in my case, 64-bit. Okay, just let me copy this link. So this is a place where you can download the, if you're using the Windows, you can take this link and you paste that. Okay, I'm going to see that whether the link is working exactly or not. I'm going to take this link. Yeah, it is going to download the, okay, so just we are going to say it as a Eclipse download. We'll be calling here Eclipse download. Okay, this is downloading the Eclipse, and already I have downloaded that. Just I'm going to cancel this. Yeah. So here in my downloads, this is what it is going to download. This Eclipse installer, it won't download the directly Eclipse. Instead, it will download the installer to download the Eclipse. Yeah. Now you double click on that. If you are not an administrator, it will ask the, oh, it didn't ask, luckily. So now here it is going to open the Eclipse installer. It is going to open. This is a place where you can choose what Eclipse you need. There are a lot of the versions of the Eclipse. Yeah, one is variants of the Eclipse. One is C, C++ developer, Python developer, PHP developers, like web developers. Like, there are so many things are available. So don't worry about all these things. Just we require the Eclipse IDE for the enterprise Java developer. You can learn the core Java with this Java developer. So when you are learning the advanced concepts, like when you're working with the JPA or working with the server-side technology, so this may not give you the help. So you will not have the features in this Java developer edition. So better you go with the Eclipse IDE for the enterprise. Eclipse IDE for the enterprise Java developer. You click on that, then it is going to choose that, like they have recognized that I have already installed the JDK in this machine. So JDK is already I have installed in this machine, and here the installation of the Eclipse directory, it is showing that hey, this is a place I'm going to download the Eclipse. If you want to change, you can change that. Otherwise, you can just say that install. The prerequisite for the Eclipse installer is Eclipse installation is we have to install the JDK first. You install the JDK. Once you install the JDK, then you are going to choose the which location you want to download this folder. We are going to specify that folder. By default, it is going to pick the one of the folders. It is going to pick that. If you want to change some other directory, suppose you don't want to keep it in this directory, you want to keep it in somewhere else, you can choose that. Now here by default, I'm saying it as a, hey, you go and install in this directory. It is going to install this is a place where it is going to install the Eclipse. Already I have a one version of the Eclipse. Let me delete that Eclipse. Okay, so this is a place where already I have this is a previous version. I deleted the previous version. Now this is a place where it is installed, the brand new laptop, it is installed. You can say launch. Yeah, if you don't want launch from here, you can close here. Yes. Okay, it is do you want launch? It is asked and I said yes. I'm going to close it here. Now you go to the Eclipse. This is a place Eclipse is installed. You double click on that. This will open the Eclipse ID. It is going to open here. Yeah. And here when it is, let me come back here. So by default, Eclipse is going to install the one shortcut. It's going to keep it here. If you don't want to keep the shortcut, then I'm going to avoid that shortcut. Now let me delete it here. Once again, I'm showing that the Eclipse might have been installed in some directory. So this is a place where Eclipse is installed. So you can create a shortcut to your machine. Yeah. You can add to the pin to start. You can get in the start menu. You can get it here, Eclipse. Yeah, that's up to you. Now here I'm going to say it as here. You can add the shortcut. This is moving file itself. Yeah. So just I'm going to open the my Eclipse. I'm going to open. By default, it is asking the workspace. Now here you can use the default workspace or you can change the workspace. Now I'm going to change the workspace to so this is a place where I'm going to create a new folder. I'm creating here Java WS. I'm going to give it as my Java workspace. I'm giving here. I'm giving it as my workspace name is a Java workspace. You can give any folder name, guys. Like now, to maintain the code easily, just I'm using the Java WS. This is a place Java workspace. I'm going to give it here, and I'll be saying it as a launch. This is going to launch my Eclipse. Once the Eclipse is launched, then it will show you the welcome page. Yeah, so this is a welcome page. It is going to show it here. So you can go through these documents or you can close the welcome page. When you close this welcome page, this is going to show you so this is a project explorer and there is a you have some properties, server, data source, snippets. Don't worry about all these things. So for the first thing is, whenever you want to type any Java program in Eclipse, first you have to create a project. You need to create a project. So, and the projects also we have different types of projects are available. We are going to create a project. Here you go to the file menu, just you are going to say it as a new project and you create the Java project. So there is a Maven project, Gradle project. There are a lot of other projects are available. Don't worry about all those things. Just you select the Java project and click on next. Then you give your project name. Here we are going to give the project name as I'll be saying it as a core Java. I'm going to take it here. And what is a specific version you need to JRE, Java Runtime Environment. What is the version you want to use it here? By default, it is picked Eclipse JDK it has picked. I'm changing that to the JDK 15. I'm changing here. You use the project. You use a specific version JRE. I'm going to use it here. Okay, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. I'll be. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So Core Java, I'm going to take my project name. I'm using the user project JRE. I'm going to use it here, and then click on next. So this is going to ask you it is going to tell you that where your dart class file is going to be generated is going to show the location. Then I'm going to click on finish. So this will ask you do you want to create a modules? Since we don't know the module, time being, don't worry about that. Just I'm saying that don't create. And it is asking the open associated prospective. Yes, I'm saying here. Okay, then it will create a project. And if you look at here, your prospect has been changed. Earlier it was showing the servers, and here there is snippets, and a lot of things was showing. Here it is showing the only problems, Java docs, declaration, and a task list. These are the things it is going to show it here. So now here, if you look at this project, it has got the Java runtime environment. In order to run your program, so we require the JRE. JRE it has picked, and it is there in a part of your project itself. And there is a folder name called the SRC. This is a place where you are going to write your source code. You're going to write your source code. Now I'm going to say it as a new class. I'm going to create a new class. So this is a place where you are going to give your package name. Com dot. So the Career IT is my company name. CJ is a core Java. I'll be saying it as a day one is my package name. com.careerit.cj is a core Java day one. Whenever you look at these package names, the package names you have to follow that certain conventions. Generally, any application you are going to work with that, the reverse of your domain name, the followed by your project name, and followed by your module name. Followed by the module name. Here I am saying it as my package name is a com.careerit is my domain name, careerit.com, and CJ is a core Java is my project name day one. Suppose if you are working for some project, com.xyz is my company name, my application name is bank fee. Let me take it as a bank fee is my project name, and here I'm going to write it as here. My module name is I'm going to say it as so I'll be saying it as admin. Yeah, admin is my module name, and if you have a submodules, you will be having here admin. I'm going to take it as service. So this is a naming conventions generally you'll follow. So the day one we'll get start with the best practices, so that when you enter into the project, you will not get panicked when by looking at such a lengthy package names. The packages are nothing but the folder inside the another folder. Yeah, to why they follow the package and the package naming conventions is like an application has to be maintained. Like sometimes you may need the same class name in multiple places. You may need it here. Yeah, the package name may be different and the class name may be same. So to avoid all these conflicts, we have to have the better naming conventions and the better directory structures you should be having here. The typically any projects when you take that here, this is the naming conventions they will follow here. They will write the brand name followed by the what is a project name and what is a module name, submodule name, and this is a place where I'm going to write my class name. Hello world, I'm going to write it here, and I'm going to click on finish. This will be creating the package. It is going to create it here, and my package name is this, and I'm writing the hello world. And here, if you want to write the main method, public static void main void main, I'm going to write it here. String array args, I'm going to take it here. What are the message you want to print it here? You will be writing here system.out.println. I'll be saying that as a welcome to Java world. Welcome to Java world. We are going to write it here. So now I'm done with this. So this is what I'm writing the main method. Now here, when you're writing here, we need not to type everything. Just you type the main method and control space, which will create a main method for you. In order to print the output, system.out.println, sys out control space, which will generate the system.out.println automatically. It will be key assistance it is going to provide. And I'm using the shortcut here. Here I'm going to use the sys out control space system.out.println. It will generate here, and this is a place where I'm saying the welcome to Java world. Welcome to Java world. I'm going to say it here. So that's all I'm done with that. And here automatically this program will be compiled. You need not to do the separate compilation. So the compilation is automatically it is done by the Eclipse IDE. It is going to do that compilation. Now here it's printing it as a system.out.println welcome to Java world. And if there is any compilation error, immediately it is going to highlight that, hey boss, you made a compilation error. This is not a valid statement. And it will give you the suggestions here itself. It is going to give the suggestions. Syntax error, you insert end statement to complete the block statements. Okay, now this is a place where I'm going to insert that. There is no problem. And to run this program, just you're going to say it is here Java application. I'm going to say it here, which is going to print the welcome to Java world. You see here your IDE is going to provide that. Like now you have created this project in this directory, and here you have a editor. You edited your source code. You have written the source code. Then you compile the source code, and at the same time you are executing this you are executing this program, and finally it is going to show the output on the console. Everything is in one place you are doing here. Everything you are doing in one place, and not only that, it is giving the lot of key assistance, and it is going to tell you that if there is any syntax error, immediately it is highlighting that. So these are the main advantage of using the IDEs, integrated development environment, and you can choose the any IDE. So if you are already familiar with the IntelliJ, or if you are using the NetBeans, you can continue with that. But I'm going to use in this sessions the Eclipse IDE. I'm going to use it here. Yeah. Any questions here? Yes.
No questions, Lakshman. I'm able to follow you.
Okay. The next, what are the example we have done? The multiplication of the table. This is the example we have done here. The same example I'll be showing that how we are going to write the multiplication of the table. I'm going to create a class. Yeah, just you are clicking on this package and you are creating the class, so that the class is going to create it in this package. Yeah, so the class is going to be created in the same package. It is going to create that. It is going to create it here, and here we are going to give the class names. Whenever you are giving the class name, so the class names always starts with the capital letters. Okay, I'm going to give the multiplication of table. Yeah, this is going to be a very big lengthy name. I'm going to take it as I'm taking it as a table. So this is my class name is instead of multiplication of the table, just I have taken the class name. So some people will they are okay to follow to have the big name, because it should be a meaningful. Whenever you look at the class, you should understand what is that class does this that. Okay, multiplication of table. I'll be taking this is the class name. I'm going to take it here. Yeah, I'm going to click on finish. This is created. The multiplication of the table is my class name. Please look at this here. Whenever you are using the class names, so it has to be starts with the capital letter. That is a convention. Yeah, it has to be capital letters. If you look at here, hello world, H is a capital. Multiplication of the table, when I'm taking M is capital, O is a capital, T is capital. If it is having the two words, the word starting letter in the class names has to be in capital letters. And the typical naming conventions for the class names is it has to be a noun. The class names typically person, employee. So those are the preferred names. Those are the preferred names. Now here I'm writing the public class. Multiplication of the table is my class name. Then I'm going to write the main method I'm writing here. This is a place where I'm writing the public static void main. And here what we are trying to do that is we are going to accept a number from the user. In order to accept a number from the user, I need a scanner. So this is a place where you can see that a lot of help it is giving here. Hey, you have a scanner in this package, you have a scanner in this package, you have a scanner in this util package. I'm saying that, hey, give me the scanner class which is from the util. Which is from the util, the scanner sc equal to new scanner. And when I'm clicking on this control space, it is giving the lot of key assistance. It is giving here, hey, from where you want to take it here. You have options like, no, you can take it from the file source, you can take it from the input source. You have a lot of options are available here. Now I'm going to take it here, scanner class, system control space, system class, and when I type the here dot, here these are the options you have. What do you want to give it here? I'm saying it as an in. So system.in, I'm going to say it here. Immediately it is saying that, boss, you declared the variable, but you never use that. There is a chances of memory leaks because you open the input streams. There is a chances of memory leaks. So this is saying it is here. You never close this or you never use this. That's why it is giving the warning. So whenever you see with the red symbol here mark, that indicates that it is an error. Whenever you see this is with the yellow symbol. So the warning, this is a warning. Now here I'm saying it as a SYS out, enter the number. So you want to get the number from the user input. To get that number, int number equal to sc dot next int. And finally, then we are going to write a one for loop for int I equal to 1 to I less than or equal to 10 I plus plus. So here we are going to write the SYS out. I'll be printing the first number, then we are going to print it as a plus star plus I plus equal symbol. The plus, we are going to print the number into I. So here, if you look at here, your source code is not formatted properly. Like no, so here, whenever you write any programming language, the thumb rule, you remember that. So you give whenever you use the operator, left hand side one space, right hand side one space. So that code will be more readable. Now it is very difficult to read it here. And at the same time, this alignment also not proper. In case of the Python, you have a indentation, but in Java, we don't have the indentation. Like everything is flower brackets matters. This is the starting of the loop. This is the end of the loop. And here, this is the starting of the block and it's the end of the block. Yeah, that's the way we'll be writing here. Now here it is very difficult. So where the for loop is started, and like no, you didn't follow the we didn't follow the indentation of your code. Yeah, it doesn't, even though it doesn't matter, but like no, it's less readable. So to format this code, you can do here. You go to the source, the format, you can use it here. The shortcut is Control Shift F. Right click and just you say that Control Shift F. This has properly it's formatted here. The alignment and even giving the spaces between the operators, left hand side one space, right hand side one space, everything it has given that. And still it is giving the error warning, not error, I'm sorry. It's giving the warning, hey boss, you never close the scanner class. There is a chances of memory leaks. I'll be saying it as a sc dot close. There is no warning. It looks clean code. The Eclipse is saying that, so everything is proper. There is no warnings. Whether it executes or not, it cannot tell that. Eclipse cannot tell that. But at least the code wise, what are the code you have written here? Everything is proper. There is no compilation errors. There is no warnings. Now I'm going to execute this run Java application I'm running here, and it is going to ask that enter the number. When I enter the number, which is going to print the multiplication of the table, it is going to print it here. So here, if you look at here, suppose if I deleted this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can see your screen, but we can't hear you, Lakshman.
Hello, Lakshman, we are not able to hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear Lakshman. I, looks like he can't hear us. We all can hear each other.
Oh,
Yeah, I pinged the organizer also, so I have no response actually.
For a minute, okay, let me check with Lakshman Garu. Seems some problem is there with his audio connection. Just
Yeah.
give me a minute. I'll check with him. Sorry for that. Thank you.
Sure.
Lakshman garu, please speak out. We are not able to hear you.
I'm pretty sure that I could do it in time that well. I'm pretty good at killing monsters.
Sorry, and we are not able to hear you, Lakshman garu. Please, you do one thing. You can restart or something, or you can reconnect once. Not able to hear you.
This is how this works.
Hi guys, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can
anyone
hear you.
respond? Okay, fine then. Okay, Lakshman garu will reconnect. Okay, seems some problem is there with him. Okay, just let us wait for a minute. Thank you.
Give me, guys. Can someone confirm?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
sir.
See, by mistakenly, I instead of escape button, I pressed the power button. It went on sleep. Yeah. So I'm sorry. So I was explaining about the IDE. Why do you need IDE? What are the advantages we'll get? Here I'm taking it as a scanner. So suppose if I delete this import, it is going to tell you that, hey boss, there is something wrong. You have to fix that. What is wrong? You can go here and you can take the help. It is saying that you have to do the import. I'm saying it as an import. So when I'm clicking on this import, it has imported the java.util.scanner class. It has imported. Then there is no compilation error. Now, what is the main advantage of using the IDE is like you have in one place you have everything like the editor you have and the compiler and to execute your program like runtime environment and to see the output on the console like the console window, everything is available in one place, so that it will increase your productivity. So most of the times when you enter into the projects, you will be using one of the IDEs. You are going to use it here. I'm not saying that the Eclipse only IDE will be used by everybody. That depends on the company status. Like if you have the company is sound enough, then they may buy the licensed versions of the IntelliJ. They may buy that. If you are working in a small companies and where they don't want to invest money on the tools, they may be using the Eclipse or NetBeans, they will be using that. That's completely depending on the project, what project you are going to work on that. So in that matter, any IDE, more or less, it will be having the same features. Yeah, some IDE may be more having the more features when you are when you are taking the paid versions. It will have the some more advanced features. It will be having that. Yeah. So this is the main advantage of the using the IDE. So we'll get start with the IDEs only. So we are not going to use the command prompt and compiling your program by using the writing the program by using the notepad. We may not do that. So generally when you are learning the Java first time, it is always recommended to type the few programs. Once you get familiar with that, how the Java programs are going to be compiled and how it is going to be executed and how the classes will be loading, to understand and to remember the things. The people may ask the especially students, hey, you practice in the notepad. But as a working professionals, like most of the times you will be using the IDE. Okay. So once you done with your the development environment, this is the basic things we need to do the setup. The first we have done the setup of the JDK. Then we have done the setup of the IDE and how to create a project, and we have seen that how we are going to execute the basic examples. We have done that here. So the next class I'll be discussing about the more details about the So what is this main method and what are the data types are available in Java? What are the keywords? We will get start with the language fundamentals. What are the features of the Java? How just Java program execute? What is a JDK? What is a JRE? And what are the JRE consists of? What is a JDK consists of? So I'll be discussing in the next session. Before I wind up the session, do you have any questions? So I'll be, if you have any questions, I'll answer your questions.
Yeah, I have some questions, Lakshman, but I think maybe you might be covering them in the basics, which starts from tomorrow.
No problem. You can go ahead. That's okay. If I'm covering, I'll tell that yes, those topics will be covered.
Yeah, basically, like I want to understand like the terminology and the hierarchy that we use actually here, because like in today's class you created core Java, that is, I believe that is called project, right?
Yes, exactly. That's a project.
So everything starts from the project and then it goes to different classes within that project. Is that how it is?
Yes. Yeah. So whatever you're going to write it in Java, you have to write it inside the class. So the class has to be written inside the project.
Then what is the package consisting of?
Package is like it's a directory. You can say it as a let's take it as a simple example. Yeah. So forget about the Java. Whenever we are going to store movies or maybe imported files, we always segregate that. No, we will create a separate directory for that. All movies into the one directory, all songs into the one directory, all your important documents into the one directory. Because like in future, if you want to search something, it is easy for us. The same thing in the project when you're working, there will be a lot of modules will be there. The project may be having the modules like finance modules, or maybe some modules may be admin related stuff. Some may be related to the user. Some may be related to the guest. So like you have a various other modules you will be having here, and each module will have this specific code. We will not write everything into the one folder. We will divide into the multiple folders. Those folders we call it as a packages.
Okay.
So
the thing that we imported, right, java.util.scanner, is that also called, like, is that considered as a package or is that considered as a project itself that somebody created?
It is a package.
It's a package. Okay.
Yeah, that's the packages need not to be a user defined packages. We have a lot of predefined packages are available. So those predefined packages you are importing and you are using here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a user defined package, like our custom package. So as a Java language, it provides a lot of packages for us, and those packages, one of the packages I am using is here, java.util package. Okay.
Yeah. So is there one place where we know what are the available packages, or
yes.
is it like as we go we learn things?
There is a documentation for that. Like even in projects also, when we are developing this project, you will be having sometimes you may be having the more than 80 to 90 packages you will be having here, and you need to do the documentation for that. The same thing Java people also has given the documentation. That documentation we call it as a API docs. Okay, API docs. I'm going to see that Java 8. Yeah. So this is a place where you can see what are the packages they have provided. These are the packages. Like now we have used one of the packages util. Util is a package we use. What are the classes and what are the interfaces it contains? The package can have the scanner class. Here is the scanner class is available. This is a place it is available here. The scanner, java.util. Util has got the class name called the scanner. You can see entire things in API documentation. What is the next method does that? How to create an object. Here they have given the beautiful explanation about that. How the scanner class behaves, how we are going to get the integer value, input value. So this is a documentation. We'll go through that and we'll be learning about that.
Okay. Yeah. This is helpful. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Others, so any questions?
You also said like we got a orange color there saying that some warning, right? So when there is a warning, will the program still we can compile it and run it, or
It is
like we cannot?
compiled. It is compiled, and like generally we yeah. So people will say that we don't care about the warnings, but yeah, sometimes you have to take care of the warnings as well. Your program is going to run.
Okay.
Warnings will not stop you do the execution of your program. So here it is saying that resource leak SC is never closed. So you connected with the input stream. There is a chances of memory leak. If you don't close this, it is giving the warning. And
Okay.
it is also telling that. So you can do that. SC never closed. One thing is you can ignore the warning. Another thing is like you are going to, if you are worried about that warnings, SC dot just you are going to close that. Now there is no warnings. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll be discussing about the the Oracle official document, the Oracle Java tutorial. If you go to this official document, so the first thing is the getting started, where you will be learning about the what is the Java technology and so what are the features of the Java, how this Java program is going to execute. Java has got the certain features, like it's a simple and object oriented. We'll be discussing about the how Java program is going to execute, what is a JVM, so what is the job of the JVM. This is the concepts I'll be discussing. So in the next class, the first thing is I want to ensure that the development environment is ready, and we know how to create a project and how to execute the simple example. Once you got that here, so we learn about the internals of the how this is going to work, and what is a JDK consists of, what is a JRE consists of, and I use the JVM. What is a JVM? What is the job of the JVM? And how this program will be once it's compiled. That I said it contains the .class files. Once you generate .class files, that can be run on any machine. So that we call it as a platform independent. So what is this platform independent? I'll be discussing in the next class. Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you. Yeah. Others, any questions? If you have questions, I'll take the questions. Otherwise, I'm done for the day. Okay. So
No, sir, no questions.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Lakshman.
Thank you.